Good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Carmelo Lattuca in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Plenty to talk about. We have dangerous heat continuing into the day on Sunday, then cooler and wetter weather arriving starting Monday and continuing throughout the work week. But we're going to start off with our Lincoln Weather Almanac. Let that load up here for just a moment. But we did reach a high temperature today of 100 degrees right on the dot. The record 107 back in 1988. Low temperature 81 degrees. The average is 64 now. We didn't set a record low temperature in terms of the coolest low temperature, but this was the warmest low temperature we've ever seen on June 21st, breaking the old record of 79. We'll take a little bit of a closer look at the precipitation almanac, though. We haven't seen any rain so far today, not expecting any for the most part. Can't completely rule out an isolated shower or storm, but I think we have a little bit of a better chance as we get into the day on Sunday. We are running well below average for the month and for the year, 1.44 inches below average for the month of June. We are now running over 6 inches below average for the year of 2025. At this point in the year, we should have seen 14 inches of precipitation. We haven't even seen 8 inches so far. Now, low temperature-wise, today we were in the 40s and 50s out to the west. 47 degrees out in Alliance. What a shock compared to the system that we saw in central and eastern Nebraska. Upper 70s to low 80s. 81 degrees in the capital city. 82 degrees was the low temperature out in Omaha. Pretty views on our Skyview cams right now. Plenty of sunshine in O'Neill, North Platte, Omaha, and here in the capital city. As we take a little bit of a closer look here in Lincoln, 92 degrees at the studio. It is 94 degrees at the airport. Still feels like 98 degrees at 8:26 p.m. thanks to that dew point at 68 degrees and winds gusting out of the south at 35 miles per hour. Temperatures across town for the most part are still in the low 90s overall, 90 to 92 degrees. I think our warmest temperature I'm seeing is 93. Coolest temperature I'm seeing now down to right around 90 degrees. I don't think I see any upper 80s on the map. But temperature-wise across the state, still 97 in McCook, 97 in Imperial, 94 once again here in the capital city. 90s for the most part, few 80s maybe here and there, 89 degrees in Nebraska City, but still very warm at this hour. Dew point temperatures out in the Panhandle, very dry, down into the mid-40s. But you go into central and eastern Nebraska and you can feel that humidity. It's a little sticky out there. We are in the upper 60s to low 70s. So our feel-like temperatures, just a little bit warmer than what our actual temperatures are. Highest ones I'm seeing right now are 98 in Lincoln, 98 in Wayne, 98 in Tacoma, and 98 degrees out in Omaha. Winds still out of central and eastern Nebraska, out of the south at 15 to 20, 25 miles per hour. You factor in the wind gusts, we're up to 30 to 35, even 40 miles per hour. It will continue to be windy overnight tonight and into the day Sunday. Now for satellite and radar, it's been pretty quiet for the most of the day. That is, for the most part, expected to continue. But as we take a look at satellite radar across the region, not a lot going on in Nebraska or Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, North Dakota. We saw some severe thunderstorms in North Dakota last night, but right now, not seeing too much. And you can see why. You can see how all of the rain to the north is kind of riding around the central United States. It's a ridge of high pressure, and it has to go somewhere, but it has to go around it. So you're seeing storms into northeastern Canada going down to the southeast. You're seeing storms in northwestern Montana moving off to the northeast. Very quiet in the central part of the country, with some scattered showers and thunderstorms down into the Gulf. Now, as we take a look at our weather alerts, you can see all the heat warnings and heat advisories that we have in central Nebraska, eastern Nebraska, and for the most part, the central United States. Extreme heat warnings in central and eastern Nebraska. Heat advisories, those are the ones shaded in orange, cover a good chunk of the area as well. But those are expected to expire this evening and into Sunday evening. Now, for your weather headlines, in addition to the dangerous heat that we are expecting through Sunday, cooler conditions are also expected this upcoming week, with temperatures dropping back down into the 80s, and then we'll see flooding concerns begin to increase Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But for our weather alert day on Sunday, high temperatures right around 100 degrees, 20% chance of rain overall. That's not included in the weather alert day. This is all about the heat and the humidity. Feel like temperatures up to 106. Extreme heat warnings are also in effect once again, and coolest morning low temperatures tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, right around 80 degrees. Now, we play out our Skycast, and it does have a few showers and storms popping up in northern Nebraska. Can't completely rule out that possibility tonight, but as the later we go into the evening, chances will begin to decrease. And then as we go into the overnight hours, we should be mainly quiet. Mainly sunny conditions on Sunday. And then we'll watch out for late Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening and potentially into the overnight hours. Northern Nebraska, once again, could see those severe thunderstorms, and then maybe continuing into the overnight hours in northern and northwestern Nebraska. We should be pretty quiet for starting Monday morning, a little bit more cloud cover, and then as we go into Monday morning and especially Monday afternoon, we'll see those on and off showers and thunderstorms, rounds of rain likely starting on Monday. For the severe weather risk on Saturday, it's expanded just a little bit now. We're seeing that in central and western Nebraska, and now we can also see our severe weather risk on Sunday. That is now a slight risk for scattered severe thunderstorms from southwestern Nebraska closer to McCook up to northeastern Nebraska closer to Norfolk and Wayne. Isolated severe thunderstorms possible here in Lincoln, and then isolated severe thunderstorms possible on Monday to the west in central parts and eastern parts of the state as well. Not only will we be watching out for severe thunderstorms on Monday, we'll be watching out for some flash flooding in central and eastern Nebraska. That continues on Tuesday as the risk moves off a little bit to the north and kind of just stays in the area as we get into the day on Wednesday, really not shifting all that much. We are expecting plenty of rain as we go into this upcoming week. How much rain could we see? Well, as the colors pop up here on our graphic, over the next 3 days, anywhere from about a half of an inch, maybe up towards an inch, close to 2 inches, I believe, in some spots. We're waiting for the colors here to pop up, but it's certainly a lot of rain expected, especially as we go into the next 3 to 5, even the next 7 days overall. It's going to be very wet across central and eastern Nebraska. Northeastern Nebraska overall, that is where we are expecting the most rain as we go into the evening hours and into the afternoon each day. So now that our colors have popped up here, we'll take a little bit of a closer look. Let me see if I can zoom in here. That's a little bit better. So now we're seeing a lot more blue and purple on the map. And notice that it's really confined to a small corridor, very narrow in central and eastern Nebraska. But the highest amounts potentially over the next 3 days. And once again, this is really a lot of this rain occurring on Monday. Could see some on Sunday, but really starting on Monday and continuing into Tuesday and Wednesday. But I think the highest amounts we're seeing right here, maybe up to 2, potentially even 3 inches of rain. Now we're going to take a look at potential over the next 7 days. We're seeing a lot more red pop up on the map, a little bit of orange too. So northeastern Nebraska, eastern Nebraska, basically along I-29, can't rule out the possibility of 3 to maybe even 5 inches of rain over the next 7 days. That's too much rain at once. We really want to get rid of the drought, but we can't see all of that at one time. A lot of that runs off and doesn't soak into the ground. But playing out Skycast once again tonight, showers and thunderstorms are possible off and to the north. Then we'll be mainly quiet after midnight, I think, for the most part. Then we'll see sunny conditions on Sunday, watching out for late afternoon and evening storms Sunday evening into Sunday night, and then maybe even into the overnight hours, maybe potentially not ending until 3, 4 a.m. Should be pretty quiet into early Monday morning. Then we'll watch out for showers and storms, especially in southeastern Nebraska. A front's going to stall out, really drop our temperatures down Monday, and where that front lines up is really where we're going to see a lot of rain as we head into Monday. But our low temperatures, heading into Sunday morning, 50s and 60s out to the west. We're talking about upper 70s to right around 80 degrees in central and eastern Nebraska, upper 90s to triple digits on Sunday, 100 degrees once again here in Lincoln, 103 in McCook, a little bit cooler in northwestern Nebraska, and we'll see those cooler temperatures arrive Monday afternoon for most of the state. Now, Monday morning, we'll be dropping down to the 40s off to the north and west, still upper 70s to the south and east. Monday afternoon, though, notice the cooler conditions, mid to upper 70s across the majority of the state. We'll stay into the 80s and maybe even 90 degrees in southeastern Nebraska. Tuesday morning, cooling down into the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Tuesday afternoon, still in the 70s for the most part, warming back up into the 80s a little bit more for some, cooling down to 82 degrees in Lincoln. That would be the coolest temperature expected over the next 7 days. Lows on Wednesday, 50s, 60s, and 70s once again, and then highs on Wednesday warming right back up into the 80s, even some low 90s, warmest conditions in southeastern Nebraska. For the 7-day forecast, 70% chance of rain Monday and Tuesday, cool conditions or cooler conditions Monday and Tuesday, near 90 on Wednesday, back down to 85 on Thursday, and then low 90s looking a little bit more likely as we head into next weekend, as our rain chances seem to go down as well. Over the next 10 days, the warmest day does appear to be right now on Sunday. After that, we'll have to wait until next Saturday to see at least widespread 90s, low to mid 90s possible, dropping back down into the 80s as we get into the following week and then starting the beginning of July, but certainly cooler on Monday across the state. Dew points, they're going to remain fairly humid overall. On Monday, we drop down across most of the state, except for southeastern Nebraska and eastern Nebraska for that matter. But even though it will be humid Tuesday through Friday, we're going to see a lot of cloud cover. Our temperatures not as warm as what we have seen. It's really going to fuel our showers and thunderstorms, so dew points in the 70s appear fairly likely. Precipitation chances overall, talking about a 20% chance on Sunday. Can't completely rule out some storms. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday right now, looks like most of the state seeing that 50 to 60, 70, even 80% chance of rain. Start to back off on those rain chances on Thursday, with the exception of northeastern, eastern, and southeastern Nebraska. Friday, those chances go down even further, and then next weekend, dropping down to 10 to 20% for the most part, and that continues for the end of June and beginning of July. Temperature-wise, June 29th through July 5th, near normal conditions in southeastern Nebraska, so upper 80s to right around 90 degrees. Above average conditions off to the north and west. It does look like rainfall will continue to be likely, at least above average rainfall across the entire state, but as it stands right now, maybe southeastern Nebraska seeing just a little bit of a better chance of seeing that above average rain as we go into the month of July. So once again, we have dangerous heat that will continue into the day on Sunday. High temperatures in the triple digits. It will feel even warmer than that, but get ready for some cooler conditions as we head into the day on Monday, and we'll see rounds of rainfall too. Eventually will be heavy and totaling up potentially several inches across central and especially eastern Nebraska. Make sure to stay tuned to 10/11 News at 10. I'll have all the latest forecast details. We'll talk about the heat advisories and the extreme heat warnings and the latest on the rain chances tomorrow, even this evening if we see severe weather and heading into this upcoming week. Have a great night, everyone.